Whoa! Fabulous hook. Fabulous hook. And here again, Ken Brew, I think we saw just exactly what we were talking about. There's some very excited fans with that pull. But I think we saw what we talked about earlier. Here's a truck that right off the starting line got the RPM up, launched the truck real well, and the truck just rocking down the track. Watch him right off the starting line. He doesn't even roll the truck. He breaks the tires loose at the sled, and when he does that, the tires, the RPM are up, the truck is hooked. A beautiful job. Look at him. He's really whooping the old truck down the track. Good job for Jason Stoy. He knows he had the lead when he went past that 150 mark. Could very well have put another 30 feet on him. We'll know about the measurements in just a moment. Excellent job.
Mike, let me tell you, that's no toy. That is a serious weapon, and Joe Brown has just unleashed it on this track. 186 feet, 8¼ inches. He has taken the lead by far here in the pull-off. But we have one more competitor to go. And backing into the sled is Frank Cramblett in Old Timer. The Old Timer 1, a fine-looking former military vehicle who has to better 186 feet, 8¼ inches.
Well, if there's anyone here tonight that's got the capabilities and got the driving talent, the power, could be this truck right here and this gentleman behind the wheel. 455 cubic inch Oldsmobile motor. That's the max in the class. Truck works well. It's short wheelbase, but it's been very, very successful. There's Pappy watching him. You know, Pappy wants this win. They've been on a streak around here. Let's watch him. Here he goes. Got a little bounce off of it, but you can bet that Frank knows what he's doing.
Oh!
Frank is going for it. Frank is going to do it.
He's got it. He's got it.
I think he's done it. He has done it. Pappy says he's done it. They've won it. They have won it. The Old Timers have done just what they wanted to do.
For the 4th time in the last 6 years, this combination has driven the Super Stock to a win.
I think you're going to see right here, Frank studied his lesson. Watched the other pullers, knew what the track was going to do, knew how it was going to react, and just really set sail. You notice he kind of drifted over to the right-hand side, looking for a place that no one's been to, and it shows up real well.
So here's how it shakes down on the Super Stock. In 3rd place, just casual, Alan Trevingo. Jason Stoy takes 2nd, but the pull of the night, a full in round 1. In round 2, in the pull-off, 196 feet and 3 inches, wins it for the Old Timer. Frank Cramblett takes the Super Stock competition.
Show on Wheels is about to roar into your living room. It's the ultimate home video. Blood, sweat, and gears. Bigfoot takes on the toughest full-blown competition ever before facing his greatest test when Sergeant Slaughter and his battle battalion challenge Bigfoot to an all-out tug of war. So if you want gear jamming, car crushing, down and dirty action, get your credit card ready to order your video now. Call 1-800-351-1500. Blood, sweat, and gears.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. I'm Ken Brew. My partner is Mike Galloway, and the modified trucks are ready to roll. 6,200 pounds of absolute fury and a little rabbit to ease it all along.
Let you know it's got to be Dan Coelho with a wild hair, and that is definitely a wild hair. What's the big Hemi Chrysler? Boy, hooked hard, Ken Brew. Really hooked hard. He had an excellent pull. He's down close to the finish line area. I don't think he made it out. He was awful close. That was picture perfect for the wild hair truck out of Turlock.
Well,
beautiful job.
That may be a rabbit, but don't mess with the cat from Turlock, Dan Coelho.
What's this right front tire? Give him a little action as it goes down the track. It let you know how hard he's working it. Look at the front end of it, the vibration showing how much hook it's getting. It really dialed to the track. This is a beautiful shot and let you know he's going to go to the left. And he may be not wanting to drive to the left. The track may have pulled him that way, but a beautiful job for Dan Coelho. He was really hooked.
Well, they're dancing at the Dairy Queen at Turlock because Dan Coelho has set the standard here in the super modified competition. Now, son, you slap the salute because that's Navy behind that wheel right there. Former jet pilot, Chet Longacre. Chet's from California. He's got himself, well, you can see it right there, the Rat Patrol, a 1968 Jeep M715 for you military buffs, 640 right through the hood.
Chet doesn't spend a lot of money on chrome.
No.
Okay? He says that I want it to look basically the way it did. And I tell you what, one thing it does, it really hooks to the track, not like it did originally. He is one of the top performers.
And one of the nice guys.
Oh, he really is.
One of the real nice guys on this circuit.
He and his wife both are just a tremendous joy to be around. Watch this Jeep work. Now, he is quick.
There he goes.
He can go all the way out. He could really do that. Big motor hook.
That's a good pull.
Boy, Ken Brew, it was an
Boy,
excellent pull, but the sled got the best of him. Track may be loosening up a little bit. The moisture seems to have gone down on it instead of coming up. And I think it's dried the top of it out, and they're not getting the kind of traction that they'd like to have to put it down deep. Let's watch him. We're going to see him right in here. He's got a good hook early. But when he gets into it, the further he goes down to the track, there's been a lot of vehicles lose traction down there, loosen the soil up. It doesn't pack back together quite as good as it did originally. And right in here, he just kind of falls into some holes, and it's just too much for him.
Yeah, he got himself into a rut. Chuck Longacre, 169 feet and 8 inches tonight. And now, backing into the sled, a great story. Behind the wheel of this truck, hard to hold, is a young lady named Loretta Brown. Her daddy got her and her sister started in pulling. Daddy was a puller long ago. Loretta and her sister used to help Daddy out. Now tonight, Loretta, her sister, and her daddy all competing against each other. Loretta's got this 57 Chevy with 468 right through the hood.
Ralph Fix helped prepare the motors, build these trucks for his daughter.
Hard to hold and hard to get the traction she needed.
Good run. Here again, the track loosening up. A lot of power off of it. I think we may see some pullers a little bit later on. Ken Brew try to slide the clutch, try to let it roll for a ways and then get into the motors instead of getting in on the starting line area.
Loretta, bookkeeper at her daddy's office. Well, for sweet Loretta Brown, only a pull of 146, 7 1/4 inches. And now backing into the sled is Paula Ewan from Oklahoma City, USA. Oklahoma City's a suburb of Chickasha, Oklahoma, isn't it, Mike?
This is very true, Ken.
Mike Galloway's hometown is Chickasha. You can sit down and take your hand off your heart.
Well, Paula is very tough. 606 Rodex, biggest cubic inch engine in competition, except her husband has the same size. Motor built by a gentleman over in Norman, Oklahoma, Lewis Boyd. I tell you what, he built a tough motor. Watch Paula run. She could really go. She's got a good hook.
I'll tell you what, you got some nice effort from that truck at the end of that pull.
The truck absolutely thundered, and right on the end, Ken Brew, she asked for a little extra. There's the big Rodex, special Pontiac heads on it. The manifold built especially for this engine. I'm telling you, big horsepower and a lot of work for that truck. Black
Gold, sometimes called Oklahoma Crude, but one refined pull for one refined lady named Paula Ewan. 186 feet, 7 1/2 inches. Now, one fine lady. This is Pat Dubes from Freeport, Illinois, in the Challenger. 87 Aerostar.
Very intense, and I love this little truck. Little short wheelbase truck, hooked up real short. My heavens, Ken, it really hooked hard on the track.
Well, as we said on a couple of other shows, this is not unlike the vehicle that we drive around the Brew residence.
Watch the little short wheelbase truck. It'll really goes to work. And she's holding out.
Hey! bad at all.
Again, she did just what we've talked about several times. She didn't get into that throttle on the starting line. She kept holding back, easing into it, and then finally opened the butterflies, and the truck was hooked. Watch the red butterflies in the center of it. She's holding them back on it, just easing into it, trying to get some ground speed. Goes a long way, probably goes to the 50 feet, maybe 75 before she opens the butterflies up. And when she does that, the truck, at that time, is hooked to the track and will take the rest of the power.
Pat Dubs now in third place after a pull of 176 feet and 10 inches in the Challenger. Backing up to the sled is the old-timer, Pappy Hudson, 75 Chevy, 468 cubic inch engine from Camp Verde, Arizona. And he's got to beat 192 and 5.
Well, I'd like to see Pappy do the same thing with this truck as they did with their old-timers once.
He told me he found this truck out in his backyard. His wife said, why don't you go out there and fix that thing up? He did.
Big block Chevrolet under the hood, fuel-injected alcohol burner. See how Pappy handles the chores. Just not going to get there tonight, Ken.
Yeah.
As much as we'd like to see Pappy in the winner's circle, it's not going to make the trip for Old Timers 3.
Is the Oklahoman. I don't mean Will Rogers. I don't mean Barry Switzer. I don't mean Mike Galloway. I mean Ken Ewan from Oklahoma City, USA in an 86 Chevy.
If anyone can do it, he's last puller in the class. He's a 1982. Paula was the 1985, and then he repeated the 86 national champion. Big motor, big horsepower. He's on the line. He's watched that left front tire.
Whoa, man! The dirt flies as the pull ends. Ken Ewan covers it in 173, 6.5. Fine pull for the Oklahoman. But there's more to come. Next up, Mike Hargrove from Simi Valley, California in the Popeye Express.
70 model Chevrolet, 510 cubic inches. Beautiful truck. Very eye-appealing paint job. Let's see what Popeye does. Right-hand side. Oh, look at this hook.
Whoa!
He found the key to success that time around as he moved over to the right-hand side of the track. We had just finished talking about no one being over there. But he was there. Now look at the right front tire, Ken Bruce.
Yep.
Look at the right front tire. Look at how low it is. Now see how low the pressure is? Watch the truck come up. The tire pressure comes up. There's very little weight on the front of it. They transferred it to the back. The traction's there. Beautiful job. It's hooked up all the way down the track. Mike has done an outstanding job, not only of driving the truck, but picking the right place to run.
So that by design, that right front tire was lower in pressure?
Yes, they had the pressure down probably to 2 pounds in the right front tire. It's screwed onto the rim so it won't slip.
Well, as Popeye is wont to say, I am what I am, and that's all what I am. And all that Popeye was tonight was 185 feet and 10 inches, and that's good enough to get Mike Hargrove into third place. Now, the third chapter in the Ralph Vick story. We've seen one daughter, and we've seen Ralph. And here is daughter number 2. This is Melinda Lindy in the Wrenchman. Now, this is Ralph's truck, but Melinda's driving it tonight. An 88 Ford, 467, right through the hood.
This is Ralph's new truck.
New truck, right.
Had a big 600-inch motor in it. Blew it up about 3 weeks ago. Now he's going back to what he calls his little engine with 467 cubic inches. I wouldn't call it little, but in Ralph's terms, it's small.
Well, I think it's nice, too, that Ralph's letting his daughter drive it since it's his new truck.
I don't think Ralph has a lot of choice. Those girls can be very dominating over their father.
That's right. That's right. Well, Melinda has got the green flag, and here she goes.
Romps on it hard in the hole.
Dies as it goes over the 150 marker for Melinda Lindy. There's Melinda. Well, look at Dan Quello. He already has set the mark to beat. He has one more pull to go, and he's not out there just for a little exercise. He's studying that track, isn't he?
He's looking at it. Look at the right-hand side of the track. And only there's been one other truck down the right-hand side of the track, and that was the Popeye truck. It's sitting in third place late in the competition. Dan pasting it off, trying to get a basic idea, wants to get this pull in his mind, a picture in his mind. He's studying the track. What will I do? How far will I go before I mash the motor? Before I really build a big horsepower and lay it into it? Let's see if he can go all the way out and run 1 and 2 tonight.
The wrenchman, Melinda Lindy, we told you she had some problems just surpassing the 150-foot mark. She finishes with a pull tonight of 153 feet and 11 inches. So the Ralph Fix family accounts for itself very well. And this is the Red Rabbit.
400 cubic inch was last year. This is 540. Watch him run.
Well, I got to believe if he had a 1 or a 2 draw tonight, that would have been a full pull. We'll be right back here in Phoenix in just a moment. Truck competition, Popeye Express, Mike Hargrove behind the wheel finishes third. Then Paula Ewan in black gold in second place. And the winner, and seemingly still champ in modified truck competition, Dan Coelho, Turlock, California. Let's go down to the track. Mike Galloway standing by with our winner. Mike?
Well, Dan, good win tonight. How'd the truck feel?
Oh, I just felt great. I had a little better draw position, and I drove it considerably better. Changed the gear after last night, and it just worked great.
It was the early, you think the early number had a lot to do with it?
Yeah, I think it helped quite a bit tonight, yes.
When you came back with the Rabbit, the Red Rabbit, the truck just wouldn't hook as well. Did the track go away in the latter part of the class?
Yeah, I believe the track had gone away. I don't know what else I could explain. The truck, both of them were just about alike, and the conditions, I think, were the main difference.
Dan Coelho takes it home tonight. An outstanding job for a fine gentleman. Right here, did you ease into it?
Yeah, I walked it out a lot slower tonight, and I walked it out, felt the hook, and just it kept on going, and just felt great.
With a beautiful job, Dan Coelho took it home with him tonight, the champion. Let's go back up to Ken.
Well, this is the good and funny. Mike, it seems to me like, again, a dragster, like a funny car, a drag race. Similar again.
Identical, Ken Brew, in looks and appearance. The motor you're going to see set out a little bit further in a pulling vehicle like this one than it would in a drag car. A drag car is set back against the windshield.
Right.
They'll set the motor out front, try to get a little more weight transfer on it. There's the big supercharged Chevrolet setting out underneath this one-piece fiberglass body.
And behind the wheel is Bill Bukowski, who comes from really a big racing family, doesn't he?
Bill Bukowski does the driving. Mike, his brother, does the motor building. And we'll see his daughter just a few moments away in a beautiful pink funny car. Now his left hand is on the throttle. Right hand on the wheel. Boy, had the wick turned up on tonight. It just thundered. Just the power was there tonight. Drifted off to the left-hand side of the track and was cut off a little bit.
My word. A little smoke at the end for good measure.
Let's watch it. Stages a little bit to the left. It takes it out of the hole. Front end kind of touching the ground, bouncing. And right here, the butterflies are wide open. These are kind of a rare set of butterflies. They're giant butterflies. Getting a lot of air in the motor, a lot of power, and right on the end, drifts off to the side. Good run for Bill.
Kathy Bukowski from right here in Phoenix in God's Thunder.
Isn't that a beautiful vehicle?
Oh, my.
Fabulous pink on pink and maroon paint. Big blown Chevrolet and a stretched out, altered wheelbase funny car. And a lovely 19-year-old young lady all down inside of it. That's her uncle backing him in. Holds her hands free of all controls, lets everyone know that it's safe. Those are fireproof gloves she has on. She has a full fireproof suit, driving suit on. Well, this young lady can handle a vehicle. Has been doing it about 3 years. Maybe not quite that long.
The aesthetics in this sport are incredible. I mean, the paint jobs on these cars are just wonderful.
And take notice, because Kathy Binkowski has just laid one of them down that is absolutely picture perfect. As straight as you could go down the track, the front end in the air. What an exhibition pull. A little heat and steam coming off that big blown Chevrolet way out in front on this God Thunder pink Corvette. A fabulous job. And look at this young lady. What a little doll.
Mike, she's celebrating her 19th birthday tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, not a better way to celebrate it.
Someone once said the best way to follow football action is to follow the quarterback's arm. This quarterback's arm belongs to Jim Kelly, and he's holding a copy of the Sporting News, which is really the best way to follow football action.
I've been reading the Sporting News for 12 years now, and when it comes to inside information, this is the next best thing to a coach's meeting. The Sporting News, for total team coverage, college and pro. More football facts and stats than any other sports weekly, plus hot news of baseball, basketball, and hockey. Take it from this quarterback. The Sporting News is America's favorite way to follow football action, and now delivered right to your door at a 75% savings.
Call 1-800-638-1200 and get 55 big issues of the Sporting News for 4 easy payments of just $7.50. You'll save 75% off the cover price, save 50% off the regular subscription rate. So call now 1-800-638-1200. That's 1-800-638-1200.
Oh, and Alan, boy, you're in trouble tonight. You got a couple of vehicles to run.
Well, we're going to go out and try and give it 110% and go from there.
What about your rubber-tired vehicle?
Okay, it's based on a 1988 Chevrolet truck. It's got, 66-inch tires on it. It started out as a different truck and called Lone Eagle, and it's now called Predator.
And what about this new one, this track vehicle?
Okay, what we have is based on an M4 personnel carrier tank chassis, and it's got an 88 Chevrolet body sitting on top now. So it's half tank and half truck.
Alan, which one's the most fun?
I think the rubber-tired truck's more fun. It's more versatile.
Well, why do you like that? More air? Is that the reason?
That, and it's a lot smoother.
Landing's a little bit better on the body?
A lot better.
We're going to watch Alan Pizzo as he does away with some of the finest in Arizona tonight.
Now we're going to get into a little freestyling in our monster truck competition. Here is the Predator, Alan Pizzo, Millington, Minnesota.
15,000 pounds of Chevrolet truck, just out for a little walk in the park.
My.
Little car-crushing action.
It's like he does it every day, huh?
Wouldn't it be a wonderful commuter vehicle for 5 o'clock on Friday evening?
Oh, man.
We're trying to get the cars so he can work with him. I think we're going to see a lot of action out of Alan before this night's over with. This is a brand new truck for him. He's going to do a little backup wheelie. Runs the big planetary gears on all 4 corners. It not only reduces the gear ratio, watch his backup, right up on top of him. But it also saves the strength for the inside. It takes the strain off the ring gear and pinion, puts it out there on the end of the tires. Of course, those are the big tires. Very pretty truck.
Good shot there.
See the drop-in top loader axle. Here he goes. Got a lot of ground speed. Whoa!
Oh, man.
That young man got some ground speed and definitely got some air that time around.
We're in the middle of monster truck competition. We'll have more in just a moment.
This joint is jumping. It's really jumping.
Jump into Burger King and say, and play triple jump checkers. It's easy to play, just like checkers, and easier to win, because every card can win if you make the right moves. Win up to $1 million instantly, or tasty food prizes, or collect to win a Carnival cruise, a dream house, or a Pontiac Grand Prix. Triple jump checker. Every card has a prize on it, so every card can win.
I mean, this joint is jumping.
King. The run, Ken, watch him. Doesn't slow up at all, and that is 20,000 pounds of track. Predator track.
Alan Pizzo again at the wheel. you see the vitals. 88 Chevy, 572-inch, blown and alcohol-injected Chevy.
It's kind of like running them through a blender with the tracks, the way that they spin and tear at the vehicle. The 20,000 pounds with big block Chevrolet in the back of it, pulls off the front. It'll just go and go and go, and look at this.
Oh!
Getting some distance and ground. These are a new phenomenon sweeping the nation. Look how quick it turns. Locks one track, nails the throttle, spins it around.
You know, Mike, you don't go to the showroom and, you know, just pick one of these things out. This is especially made. Where does he get the tank tracks from?
There is a number of Army surplus and other various equipment places that has some of these old military tanks around. Watch him fly. Well, now that's got to be a hard landing, a real hard landing.
You know, at least in the big monster truck, he's got a little bit of give with the tires. That's nothing there.
There's no suspension whatsoever. All he has, actually, is the seat cushion itself, and that's not a lot. There's a good shot of the engine in the back of it, and if you could get a shot of the front of it, you will see that he has literally ripped a piece of the truck or car off. Watch this tank as he goes at him again, flying over and just destroying the cars. They're not 6 inches tall, Ken Brew. There's some of those cars less than 6 inches in thickness.
The Ford Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Association Truck Pull Championships. Brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Now speaking for my partner, Mike Galloway, this is Ken Brew saying that this has been a presentation of Bud Sports through the facilities of ESPN.